Los encontré, baby. Thank you, baby. What's going on, my friends? Welcome to another episode of Vega 23. Today we are from the comfort of our house, and I bring to you guys an episode. We are working on our truck today, the 1988 Chevy OBS, and I'll explain to you guys here in a second what it is that we're going to be working on because it's quite interesting. Alright, as many of you Chevy owners know, these trucks suffer from the Chevy lean syndrome, and mine is suffering from it right now. We did some research online, and we found out that sometimes when the bed is leaning towards the driver's side, all they do is add a 1-inch shackle to the leaf springs, and that lifts that side. So that fixes that problem, and it's totally fine. But our issue is here on the front. So I'm gonna pull the truck back real quick to show you guys like a front facing view of what it looks like. But here I'll tell you that my fingers fit comfortably here between the fender and the top of the tire. And if we work our way around the truck, you will see the difference. And that's pretty obvious right away. Look at that. I have to kind of like go up at an angle. It's kind of tucked in, and I don't like that. So I prefer to have it with a little bit more room. I know a lot of people like to tuck in the tires, but that's not my personal preference. The way I drive, I don't want it to be hitting the fenders when I turn. I just don't want to deal with all that. Even though I could drop the other side, I'd rather lift this one. And what I'm gonna do is, well, before I get to that, it wasn't like this when I got the truck, but we did the 6.4 drop on it. Obviously everything was brand new, the same springs, the same shocks, the whole system was exactly the same thing. I called the guy that sold it to me. He knows more about this than I do, and then he mentioned the Chevy lean. So I looked into it, and sure enough, that's what it was. I didn't see too many videos online on how to fix it for the front. So I'm making the video today to show you guys what I'm doing to fix this problem. Now what I'm gonna do is grab one of my old springs, and I'm just gonna compare it to one of the new ones, and I'm gonna cut this a little bit taller. So this is gonna sit maybe 2 inches taller than the one that came with the kit, so that we can lift that driver's side on the front. And on the back, you can't really tell that much. So hopefully by lifting the front driver's side, the rear driver's side is also going to lift just a little bit. So let me give you a view of the truck from the back side, and then I'll pull it out so you can see the front. Okay. So it's pretty obvious. Hopefully by lifting that side it's gonna fix the back. If not, we'll figure it out. But the back is not nearly as bad as the front, so that's at least a good thing about it. All right, so I do have another issue with this truck that is pretty important actually. The problem with this truck is that when I bought it, the person that I bought it from, they gave me a copy of the title and a bill of sale. So I don't have the actual title, and the problem with that is that the MVD will not put the truck under my name. They sure won't. So either I need to find the original owner and see if they can find the title, or get the title and send it to me, or if not, they suggested that I file for abandon. And if that ends up being the case, it might be a problem because this truck came from like North Carolina, and I don't want to have to go over there just to get the truck under my name. But if I have to, I guess I won't have much of a choice. But we'll see. Right now we still have to deal with some of these issues that the truck has, which is not that many. It's just leveling it out. And here, I'll show you real quick. let's go outside. This kind of sucks, to be honest. As much as I love this truck, it's starting to annoy me. There it is. We got the 22s on it. I put reflective on the drums, and I put reflective here on the brakes on the front. And I'm still working on the grill, so obviously it's not there all the way yet. But you can tell it is leaning more down on the right side. It's way too obvious here in the video for sure. So that's the issue that we're dealing with today. I'm gonna start taking it apart. I'll show you guys like super quick clips of me taking it apart, because a lot of you guys already know how to do that. And then once my dad gets here, he's gonna cut the spring coil. And once we put everything back together, I'll show you guys what it looks like, hopefully once it's leveled, and then we'll go from there. If this has happened to you, hopefully this is a quick fix. And if you did the drop, hopefully you didn't get rid of your springs, because they can come in helpful, especially when you have a situation like this. All right, well, wish me luck, and I hope it works so that you can fix your problem as well. And like I said, for the rear, all you have to do is add a 1-inch shackle to your lift springs, and I've seen people do it. It's pretty simple, so I'm sure you guys can find a video like that and fix the rear if the rear is your only problem. All right, now that we're here, all we're gonna do is take this screw out right here, the ones underneath the shock, this one right here, and that should be it. Super simple. All right, let's get that out of the way, and then we'll be back when it's out. A ver si capea. I think we reached that point. Let me see. There it is. All right. Everything is loose now. That's always the scary part. Let's get this out of the way. Excuse me, sir. All right. Let's go measure, compare and contrast the size of this one. All right. So right here, this one has this like 1-inch. What do you call this? I don't know what you call this. Okay, well, you have this. This goes on top if you want to raise it a little bit more, and you take it off if you want it a little bit dropped. I wanted it a little bit lifted, and with that, I was getting what you guys saw on the passenger side. Sorry, I don't know the terminology. Now, just looking at this, putting them side to side, right here, this may be just what I need. It could also be a little bit too much. So I'm willing to risk it and put this back inside, obviously without this, and then just see where I'm at. I don't think that's bad of a deal, because either way, if it's a little bit too high, I'll at least have a good idea on how much to cut. And if it's perfect, then obviously we don't cut anything. So I'm gonna put this one back inside. This is the original that came out. Obviously, you guys saw these back to back. It's a lot shorter. But those two, maybe 2 inches that I need on this side, this is just perfect. So now that I'm comparing them, this might just work. Fingers crossed. All right, so if any of you guys have a question about this, here's what I'm thinking. So the bottom side of the coil ends twisted like this, and that has a little spot that fits right there. Right there. So that's kind of where the coil ends. Now, when you put this on top of it, you put it on top like this, this ends flat at the top. So this old one doesn't need this part, but it's already flattened. So that kind of tells you that that goes on the top, and that little coil part is what goes down there. That's where it stops. So that's how you can tell if you're putting it upside down or downside up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that makes a lot of sense.
Mira, se
Eh,
me hace que va a quedar el codazo.
¿no te antoja un corico?
No, no, nada de eso.
Ah, bueno, vamos a calarle ahora sí porque ya.
Sí, se me hace que sí va a quedar.
Ojalá.
Hay que echarle
Está
agua.
duro el juegazo. ¿Está caliente?
Debe estar.
Sí.
Vamos a ponerle el agua.
Está caliente.
Quise ponérselo porque ese cargador está más bueno que el cerebro
¿Está bien?
había quedado porque, oigan,
No. A ver, a ver, a ver. ¿Está frío?
no era manquea, que es
¿Otra pelota de golf?
una piedra aquí, güey.
Ah, damn. Tienes suerte con ese pedazo, ¿no? Peace out. Alright, my friends. I gotta show you what I did. So, from the old spring, basically all we did is where it ended, we cut directly across. So it was like a full circle. And we put it back in there. It lifted the truck about an inch. And now I like how it looks on the side that was kind of leaning over. And the other side, which is the passenger, I feel like it's too high now. So that little plastic that was on top of the spring that I showed you at the beginning, I'm just gonna remove it from the passenger side so that I can drop it at least 1 inch from this side. So as you can see, I can put both of my fingers comfortably. I got a little bit of room. Now on the other side, which now I like, this side, I have one finger. There it is. So I like this look better. And I turned the wheel both ways, this way and that way, all the way in and out, and I wasn't having any trouble. It wasn't rubbing. Um, I did go through like a bump. Nothing was touching. The wheel wasn't touching the fender, so I was happy with that. Now, now that this side, which is the driver's side, is about an inch away from the fender, I'm gonna do that to the passenger. Now I'm happy with this. The truck looks a little bit more leveled. You can still tell that it's up high now on the left. It's hard to tell here on camera, especially because I'm like on the side of the truck. But either way, I'm very happy of the way it turned out. That's all I'm gonna do. Just take out that plastic bar that's at the top of this side, and this truck is basically ready. The only trouble is gonna be getting the damn title under my name. Hopefully, it's not too much of a hassle. I'm gonna figure out who this guy is. I'm sure it's not gonna be too hard to find him. I'll reach out to him, see if I can get the title, or get him to pull out the original title and have it sent to me. Otherwise, it's gonna have to be a whole mess with the abandoned title situation. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have any questions, please reach out, comment. I'll be happy to help with whatever I can as far as the Chevy lean syndrome. And good luck with your ventures.